On July 11th, 2024, a NerdCity fan made a post exposing the hypocrisies of YouTuber NerdCity. The fan made a 12-page analysis on NerdCity being transphobic, narcissistic, and an overall hypocrite. But before we look into the document, let's talk about who NerdCity is.
Hey guys! NerdCity here!
NerdCity is a commentary YouTuber with over 900k subscribers that makes videos about exposing other influencers.
SS Sniper Wolf attacks women online who make her feel jealous. She also attacks them in person.
Think of it as old H3H3 videos, but with insane editing and high production quality. But NerdCity has shifted its focus from content creation and moved on to be a co-host on a podcast called TBH that features a lesbian, a racist, and a memer. I first found out about NerdCity when he released his video on J Station, and I enjoyed it so much that I binge watched his other videos right after. The guy makes good videos, but the first red flag I noticed was at the end of the J Station video where NerdCity is promoting his own NFT to his fans.
What's outside of the spotlight that's redeemable and being done with integrity? We're taking a balanced and critical but ultimately constructive approach towards the current problems of tokenized collectibles.
Whenever a content creator releases an NFT, it's always to scam their own audience. And it didn't help that NerdCity's next upload was calling out the dangers of NFTs, but I didn't think anything of it at the time, since NerdCity seemed like a good guy who actually cares for his community. But after listening to this guy yap on the TBH podcast, I realized that he's mentally insane. The dude publicly defended Dr. Disrespect messaging minors by saying it was an inside job from Twitch, because Twitch headquarters had gone woke and they wanted to get rid of an alpha white guy.
But I do have a doubt in my mind, because think about what was going on with Twitch at that time. There was someone from the trust and safety team who had the pronouns of deer, right? It's like they were running a very, very woke contingent of that company. And so I can see them maybe thinking that Dr. Disrespect is not the kind of guy that they wanted to have be a star anymore. And so for the greater good of, maybe having someone like IShowSpeed or Kai Cenat be the star, we got to knock off this toxic masculine guy, this white guy.
This podcast episode was recorded after Dr. Disrespect himself admitted to messaging a minor, so I have no clue why NerdCity is defending someone who literally said they messaged a minor. But before I get ahead of myself, let's look at the 12-page document calling NerdCity a hypocrite. The TBH podcast has a Patreon where if you give them $5 a month, you get an invite to a private Discord where you can chat with NerdCity and the other co-host. The following Discord messages that I will show for the rest of the video is from the POV of the person who wrote the document and got an invite to the private Discord. Now the first hypocrisy is NerdCity being transphobic and anti-LGBTQ behind the scenes, but publicly he supports the community. To begin, NerdCity has made a video in the past calling out YouTube for censoring gay content creators.
YouTube encourages gay creators to be proud of their identity, to express their creativity. They put out tribute videos every Pride Month. But what our list proved, and what gay creators have never been told, is that they're allowed to be gay, they just can't talk about it, or they won't get their paycheck.
The whole video is NerdCity supporting the LGBTQ community by saying that they deserve a platform on YouTube and not be demonetized. So you would think that NerdCity himself wouldn't make fun of people who are part of the LGBTQ by calling them slurs and saying transphobic comments, right? Well, in the private Discord, NerdCity has called anyone the F-slur when they talk back, and has been reported by multiple people from the Discord that he bans anyone who complains about his actions. But the worst case is a Discord user where NerdCity changed their username to a dead name as a joke. For those who don't know, dead names are the names of a transgender before their transition, like calling Ava Tyson Chris instead of Ava from the Mr. Beast crew. And just when it can't get worse, a deleted clip that has been banned whenever the creator of the document posted on Reddit shows NerdCity clearly being transphobic by saying that the reason people change genders is because they aren't sexually successful.
And Finster was always taking estrogen on the side.
I think that's a rare case. I think for the most part, people go down that trans pipeline because they aren't sexually successul because they're trying to figure out what is going to work for them.
Oh boy. I wouldn't make
All right,
face, but-
Yeah, I guess we'll leave that alone.
You know it's bad when the racist clown freaks out at your own transphobic comment, but the rest of the document highlights NerdCity's online activity on Reddit, Twitter, and Discord, where he turns into a Karen whenever someone provides criticism. Nothing really major in my opinion, because honestly, it's just Nerd acting like a Karen whenever someone makes fun of his dying NFT project. But I'll drop the link to the document at the description of this video if you want to form your own opinion about all the messages from NerdCity. NerdCity is clearly a hypocrite. He supports the LGBTQ community publicly, but then calls people the F-slurs and makes fun of trans people behind the scenes. Nerd also makes a video calling out an NFT influencer, but then releases his own NFT project. And from what I can see, the NFT website isn't active as of writing this video, and the Twitter profile of the NFT project just makes a post every 6 months about a watch party for their members. But besides the hypocrisy, the unfair bans that NerdCity makes on his Discord server isn't something to really be mad about. In my opinion, if you're paying $5 a month to get a chance to talk to 4 YouTubers, then you already messed up, especially if it's commentary YouTubers. Because I gotta be honest, there's not a single commentary YouTuber who isn't normal. Their egos are literally too big like NerdCity's, or they spam slurs like Pyrocynical. But let me know your thoughts on NerdCity in the comment section, and subscribe to hear me out more. That's about it for me. You can go home now.